All right, chat. A lot of you guys might not know this, but I grew up actually being a pretty big Halo fan. It was one of my big three games growing up. It was like Halo 3 / Halo 2, Call of Duty 4 / World at War / Modern Warfare 2. And I loved those games so much, but the last few ones have been pretty bad. But there was an announcement last night, and there's a video as well, which I'll show. I'm going to look at it in a minute. I haven't actually watched the video, but I saw some clips because I watched this guy on TikTok who does like a lot of Halo lore stuff. So I actually caught this last night when I went to bed, and I was like, damn, I kind of want to watch this on stream tomorrow. But it says, A New Dawn. We're entering the next chapter of the franchise and changing the recipe for how we make Halo games. Go behind the scenes with the project's Foundry to explore the creative potential of Halo in Unreal Engine 5. And I saw some clips of this already. I'll watch the whole video just so we can all see it together. It's also the number 8 on trending. And I know that there's already a lot of people out there that say like, I don't care about the graphics, I just want a good game. Shut up. Yes, you do. Everyone does. Like whether they think about it or not, but they do care about the story. And I think that's probably one of the biggest things that has been lacking for the last few games. Let's see what they got in store first, and then I want to talk about it a little bit because this is one of those franchises that really hits home for me.
What made Halo successful at the beginning? What is the legacy of Halo, and what's the soul that we want to bring forward, and what's the craft of making Halo games, and how do we set our studio at best to go deliver on that?
What made Halo at its core what people love? I think it's the story. The story was insane. You're fighting a losing battle, but you're not the losing guy. You're fighting an uphill battle that seems unwinnable, but there's a small chance and hope. The gunplay felt really cool. It was just like very unique. It was just like something weird. Like it was just something different about it. It was just something like at the time you hadn't experienced yet. And the community aspect, right? Like eventually like playing online and playing with people, but that I think has taken honestly too much of a front seat and has gotten rid of the core of what the game was, which is that story and more about how, like, what it felt like to be the Spartan, to be that guy.
The Foundry project was an effort to show ourselves how far we can push things using Unreal 5.
New studio art director, Chris, came to me and said, hey, I have this crazy idea.
He said, hey, there's this thing called Project Foundry that I want to do.
Wait, did they just casually drop that they're doing the Unreal Engine 5? Or had they just
based around the same concept
I know we know that
of the
from
Foundry in Halo lore.
Tweet.
It's the place where Halo rings are born.
Okay, this is what I wanted to see. See, this looks sick.
It's not a game, it's a research project for our studio so we can prepare ourselves for the next steps of making Halo games.
Yeah, these are the clips I saw. Now that is gorgeous. The alien worlds, fighting through the forests, never knowing what's around every corner. That's Halo.
You know, on the surface, it might just look all like snow, but how many layers of things combine to really give that winter look?
Yeah, even in Halo 1, like Halo CE, one of the most memorable missions for me is fighting through the canyons with the Banshees and whatnot in the snow. And it's like, even though looking back, it probably at the time like didn't feel that graphically great. Like I remember also like the tunnels and fighting through the tunnels, but like that kind of shit like kind of glazed over after a while because there's so many tunnels that you're fighting through, you know what I mean? And it's like, but this was such like a unique experience at the time. It was top tier.
Our third biome was
The Foundry was an initiative that touched on every part of the creative process. Everything from concept art, VFX, characters, vehicles, and weapons to make the future games of Halo.
Creating an asset, taking this design, now we can really dig into material foundations. What is it actually?
I think that's another thing that some of the more recent Halos have been missing, and that's very important, that maybe they didn't realize, is people not only want new guns and new stuff, but they want the old stuff too. Like, I remember playing Infinite and being like sad that a lot of the guns that I wanted to play with are just not there. And they've added new ones over time. Like back in the day, it was like you had the AR and the BR, the Magnum and the shotgun, and the rocket launcher were the big ones, right? And like the Spartan laser, I guess, too. But then eventually, like, you know, Halo Reach comes along and the DMR becomes like that guy. You know what I mean? Like everyone wanted the DMR. They can add new stuff and add new things that'll become iconic and people will love, but you can't get rid of the old stuff either. You can't do that.
For designers, we're looking for artists, we're looking for engineers.
It feels like a new beginning for the studio in a lot of ways.
You know what's funny about all of that, what they're all talking about, and like they want people to join and they're hiring, which is all great stuff. All the people they're going to be hiring today are all fans of the original Halo. Like anyone who wants to go work there today is people that go work there are going to be people that the reason why they want to work there is because they grew up loving the game.
Halo right now,
which is actually a pretty good thing.
Halo Infinite was the last remnants of how we made Halo games in the past. That was our recipe. And what we're doing right now, we're changing that recipe.
Yeah, that shot right there. If I had to show you a shot for like the potential is for the future, right there. There it is. Boom. That's your shot. I mean, it all looks really, really good. Hopefully they can shake off a lot of the problems they've had with previous Halos. Like Infinite, I thought actually was not great on release. I personally enjoyed this, like just playing it because I just love Halo. But like, I also enjoyed Starfield because I loved Fallout and I loved Skyrim. So like, I understand I'm going to be potentially biased to a little bit of nostalgia factor, right? So as Infinite went on, like apparently it got better and better and it got better updates and the online got better, but nobody cared anymore. It was already gone, right? Like it needs to come out as a good package. And one of the things for Infinite was like the whole open world thing was cool, but it didn't make you feel like you were in the story. You were just kind of like running around all over the places. It was just like you were just basically just tracking down the next set of enemies to kill. You weren't like, oh, we need to go to the next Halo ring because, like, you know, we have to beat the Covenant there, and if we don't beat them there, we're all gonna die, right? Like, there was no big, oh no, we gotta run. Like, there's no sense of urgency. There was no story to it. It's just like, yeah, we're all stuck here, and like, you know, they pissed me off, so I'm just gonna kill them all. I hope that they get back to it and get back to their core. It seems that it's more of a rebrand from 343 to now Halo Studio, not just like a whole new studio being made. At least that's what it appears to be. And it looks like they're hiring more people and they're working on more projects, which is cool. But I'd love to see a return for Halo. And I think that genuinely has the potential to be loved again by a new generation of gamers, because most gamers today are probably, you know, kids and teenagers, and they've never really played a Halo game or never had a reason to play a Halo game. And the people who played Halo games are going to be an older crowd like me that, you know, grew up playing either original Halo or Halo 2 or Halo 3, and maybe like a late, you know, early 20s generation that grew up playing Reach. Hopefully they make a turnaround. I'd love to see that. And yeah, hopefully it looks like the future could be bright for Halo. That's actually a good sign.